Hello and welcome back to Drewster Gamer FC, and this is Level 20 to Premier League Season 2 Episode 10. So this is the last episode of Season 2. So hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you have enjoyed the whole of Season 2 and the journey so far of Royal Oak. So, as you can briefly see by the small version of the league table, we are sat top of the league with 39 points. Second in the league, Swaffham Town under 21s are sat with 34 points. So, there is a scenario where if we lose both of our two remaining games of the season, Swaffham Town under 21s can go on to win the league title. Because if we don't gain any points in 2 games and they win the next 2 games, they go up to 37 and then will go up to 40 points and could win the title by a point. So we need to beat at least Rockland United reserves, and then I think we can win the league by beating Rockland United reserves. But if we don't win the league by beating Rockland United reserves, then we could win the league. Even if we draw to Rockland United, I think we could still win the league by drawing. But if we fail to do a draw or a win, then it comes down to the Yakum reserve game, which is the final game of the season. So we're going to have a relook at our schedule so we can catch you guys up on how we've done so far. So, as I was saying, we are looking at the schedule to recap you guys on how we done this season. So we'll go to September, and we had a really good September, not losing a single game. And we started off the season winning 8-1, then drawing 1-1. So the 8-1 came against Waveney under 21s, which we then drew. Did we draw? Then we won again in March against Waveney under 21s 2-0. And then we played Horsham Athletic and drew 1-1. And then played Horsham Athletic again in December and won 4-1. And then we played Bohemian Reserves won 1-0 in September. And then we played Bohemian Reserves in January and drew 0-0. And then we played University of East Anglia under 21s, drawing 1-1. And then we played them again in January, drawing 3-3. And then we played Swaffham Town in September, winning 5-1. And then we beat Swaffham. Then we lost to Swaffham Town 3-0 in February, which gave us our first defeat in 2 seasons. And then we played Northwich Medics, winning 4-2 in October. And then we played Northwich Medics in February, winning 6-4. And then we played Tackaloniston Reserves, winning 2-0 in October. And then we played Tackaloniston Reserves in March, drawing 3-3. And then we played Eastern under 21s, winning 2-0 in October. And then we beat Eastern in March 3-1. And then we play Rockland United in November, beat them 2-0. And then we drew to Yakum Reserves 2-2. And then we play Rockland United and we play Yakum Reserves as our final 2 games, and we'll find out the result of those games very shortly. So the team who's in second that could potentially win a title is Swaffham Town. So we'll have a look to see how Swaffham Town under 21's got on. So Swaffham Town in September lost their opening game against Tackaloniston 2-1. And then they beat Eastern under 21s 2-0. And then lost 1-0 to Rockland United. Won 2-1 against Yackham Reserves. But then, of course, lost to Royal Oak. Then they went on in October to beat Horsham Athletic 2-1. Then lost to Bohemian Reserves. And then beat University of East Anglia under 21s 2-0. Then drew to Northwich Medics 1-1. And then beat Waveney under 21s 4-2. And then in December, they beat Eastern under 21s 4-3. And then beat Tackaloniston Reserves 2-0. And then they kick-started the new year of 2025, beating Rockland United 3-1. And then losing to Yackham Reserve 2-1. And then in February, they went on to beat Royal Oak 3-0. And then beat Horsham Athletic 3-2. And then in March, they lost to Bohemian Reserves. And then beat University of East Anglia 3-1. And then they go into their final two games, playing Northwich Medics and playing Waveney under 21s. But there isn't a scenario where Northwich Medics can get promoted because promotion's already been secured by the two teams. So hopefully we can go and win that title. And if we go to here, if we go to top goal player stats, top goal scorer goes to Dylan Bebb with 8 goals. This is like, I think, the players that have technically been signed. And then joint second is all Royal Oak players with Ruben Wiggins Thomas, Ben Steele and Armelindo Mema. And then in fifth is a Rockland United reserve player. And then joint fifth is also a Swaffham Town under 21s player. And then in seventh is Gregory Frankenborg for Royal Oak. And then eighth is a Swaffham Town player. And then if we go for man of the matches, it's joint with Gregory Frankenborg and Jared Eagles, both of Royal Oak and Swaffham Town. And then in joint third, you got, for man of the matches, you got Ruben Wiggins Thomas and Bobby Robson for Royal Oak. And then you got Ollie Parker for Yackham Reserves and also Dylan Bebb for Royal Oak. And then if we go for most shots, Dylan Bebb had the most shots this season by a single player. Most key passes was Armelindo Mema with 41 key passes. That's not what I wanted to click on. Most tackles goes to a Horsham Athletic player at the age of 17. He's had the most tackles, 1. And then joint second would 2 Royal Oak players in Freddie Stanley and Jack Holden. And then in joint fourth is Ben Lewis of Royal Oak and Jared Eagles of Swaffham Town 21. Then in sixth is Caleb Ahebe. Joint seventh is Gregory Frankenborg and Bobby Robson. And then most clean sheets is joint first is Royal Oak. 2 Royal Oak goalkeepers in Jack Ward and Keedle. And then in third is a Bohemian reserve player called Anthony Hookett. And then most assists, joint first is Gregory Frankenborg and Armelindo Mema. In third is Bobby Robson for Royal Oak. In fourth is Ruben Wiggins Thomas of Royal Oak, joint with Charlie Bush of Swaffham Town. and Dylan Bebb of Royal Oak. And then in 7th is Joe Fowler, and then joint with Ezra Hunt. And then where is he most man of the match? Is best pass completion. Joint first would be Ashton Casket and Jared Eagles. 4 Swaffham Town, and then in 3rd you got Charlie Bush for Swaffham Town. In 4th, Rogan Darling for Horsham Athletic. 5th is Ollie Parker for Yackham Reserves. 6th and 7th are Dylan Bebb and Tom Hayes. And then in 8th, you got a Rockland United reserve player. The most dribbles come from Armando Mema, going all the way down to 8th place of full of Royal Oak players. So 2nd is Gregory Frankenborg. Joint 3rd is Tom Wadby, Ashley Harrick and Caleb Heavey. 6th is Bobby Robson. 7th is Josh Johnson. And 8th is Oliver Skinner. Fewest conceded goes to a Royal Oak goalkeeper. And then for free kick goals, Ben Still is top for free kick. Possession lost, topped with Armando Mema. Expected goals, Dylan Bebb. Expected assists, top with Armando Mema. So further ado, we're going to get into our first game. But we also got the under-18s versus the Royal Youth Candidates, which I said last episode we were going to watch, but I am going to go on a holiday, and, well, I say go on holiday, because the under-18s I think will take in charge of this game, then we will just see the results. And I think it is the first game, I'm not mistaken, since the new manager of the Royal Oak under-18s. So, the 50 best wonder kids. So you've got a player top, or of course he's the winner of that, and it is a player from Club Bruges. And then we've got Matthias Tales in 2nd for Inter Milan. Then you got a player from Juventus, a 19-year-old from Juventus. Then you got a player from France who played for Real Madrid at the age of 19 in 4th. Then in 5th you got Hato from Ajax, who's 19. And then in 6th you got Lewis Millie, who played for Ipswich at the age of 18. And then you got the Swedish player playing for Copenhagen at the age of 19 in 7th. And then in 8th is Endrick, played for Real Madrid, 18 years old. Then you got an Argentinian player from Man City at 19 who makes it in the top 10 in 9th. And then an 18-year-old from Schalke, German 18-year-old in 10th. And then from 11th to 20th, in 11th you got Lamine Yamal, 17-year-old from Barcelona. And then you got in 12th the 18-year-old Belgian player who plays for Borussia Dortmund. And then you got Archie Gray, who's 13th in the list for Leeds United at the age of 19. And then you got a German player for Barcelona at the age of 18 in 14th. Then we got a player from Udinese, who's a 19-year-old Italian player. And then in 16th you got Kobe Mainu from Manchester United at the age of 19. And then in 17th we got a Dutch player from Middlesbrough at the age of 19. And then in 18th we got a player here for a club I do not know of. And then in 19th you got a player from the Barcelona B team, a Spanish 17-year-old who looks like a new gen or something. And then you got Ben Stokes for Liverpool at the age of 19. In 20th, so 21st to 30th, you got an Egyptian 18-year-old from Aston Villa. And then you got Kendry Pez at 17-year-old in 22nd. And then 23rd, you got a Dutch player from Sunderland at the age of 19. Then in 24th, you got a player from Rennes who's 19 years old. Then at 25th, you got a 19-year-old Brazilian playing for PSG. And then the first player from Norway to make the list, well, from the first club from Norway, 18 years old, made it at 26th out of 50 best wonder kids, playing for Rosenborg. And then you got a Portuguese player at 27th for Bristol City at the age of 19. And then in 28th, you got a Swedish player for Tottenham at the age of 19. And then 29th, we got our first player from the Turkish club, Besiktas, at the age of 19. Then we got another German player at the age of 19 for Stuttgart. Makes the top 30. So to make the top 40, we got a Spanish player at the age of 18 for Bayern Munich. And then we got a 19-year-old from Venezuela for AC Milan. And then 33rd, you got a Portuguese 19-year-old for Sporting Lisbon B team. And then we got our first player from the MLS, who's a USA international, makes it in top 34 for New England Revolutions at the age of 19. And then to top 35, you got an Argentinian 18-year-old for PSG. And then we got David Washington, a Brazilian 19-year-old striker, in the top 36. And then we got an Austrian player at the age of 19 for the Bayern Munich second team in the top 37. And then we got a Swiss player for Borussia Mönchengladbach, the age of 18, in the top 38. Top 39, we got a Serbian player for Sheffield Wednesday. And then we got a Croatian player at the top 40 for West Ham, the age of 19. So this is who makes the top 50 best wonder kids of 2025. A 19-year-old Argentinian for Benfica at 41. 42, we got a Swiss 18-year-old playing for Bayern Munich. And then we got a Romanian 19-year-old for Brighton. A 19-year-old Belgian player from Ajax. And then we got a 16-year-old Nigerian for Aston Villa, a regen or something like that. And then we got a Denmark 19-year-old in the Bayern Munich second team. And then we got a Czech Republic player who's 19, who plays for RB Leipzig. And then we got a Republic of Ireland player, 48, called Sam Curtis, who plays for Sheffield United. And then we got a Croatian player at the age of 18 for a Croatian club. And then makes the top 50 a player from Rangers at the age of 18. Is the 50th best wonder kid. You're going to attend a meeting. We're going to move on from the meeting. So, we are finally getting into the last month, getting into April. So yeah, so we got, as I said, the Youth Canada game, but I'm just gonna like holiday a day forward. And watch that game. Just see the result of that game. Because we'll see the result and then I'll have the director of football make judgment on who he should sign. So I'm just gonna go to the schedule, just filter it for the under 18. The game's at 8 o'clock. So when it gets to about 8 o'clock, we will holiday forward. Just so we can crack on and focus on these last two remaining league fixtures. So yeah. So if I take a look back, I would say it's probably almost been 3 months since the first video came out. And it is been a month since we did the first off-season video. Because the season ended, the first season ended 2 months ago. And now we're about to end season 2. So we're going to be returning from our holiday, and then we will see the result of that under 18s versus the Royal Youth Candidates and see who got the better. And the Youth Candidates won 5-3. Very, very impressive. And the Youth Candidates evaluation. So we got all the youth candidates. All youth candidates will stay at the club and train with the team until their trial contract expires. Ooh, so we got some good top talents, I think, for the level that we're at. So this is not bad. Yes, you're going to see half a star, but like their potential's not bad for the level that we're at. So I'm going to ask Director of Football to sign recommended players. Just to see what he comes back with. And the following youth calendar players have signed youth contracts with the club. Here we got this 15-year-old goalkeeper. /16-year-old striker / right winger and left winger. And then we got 16-year-old centre back / left back. And then Sammy McCormack, we got a 15-year-old central midfielder. And then here we got a 16-year-old right back / right mid. And then Connor Campbell is a 15-year-old centre back, right back and left back. And then we got a 15-year-old Nigerian striker, cam and left mid. And then also we got a 16-year-old English striker and left mid. Oh, we already looked at that player. And then we got another 16-year-old English striker, cam, right wing and left mid. Still probably got room to grow. And then another 16-year-old Englishman who plays right mid, central mid and can play cam. And then another 16-year-old who can play right back and left back. Then another 16-year-old Englishman who can play left mid and left wing. And then if we look at Frank, who's a 16-year-old left mid and left wing as well. And then Lewis Owens can play right mid, right wing. And then the final player on the list is a Polish striker Polish attacking midfielder / striker. So we've got 10 days until our next game. And hopefully we have a good game. But even if we don't go up as champions, because that's a possibility, then I am still proud of the lads because we got promoted. And I probably never expected back-to-back promotions in the way that we have done it, but we did it in good fashion and we've done it without losing many games, only losing one out of the 2 seasons, but that can change from 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 depending on how these remaining games go. So, clubs in England set to release youth players. So, Aston Villa set to release a player. Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Arsenal again, Norwich, Everton, Liverpool, Man United, Newcastle and Tottenham. So, go to the inbox. Nothing to really pay attention to. Like, I would say I'll check other leagues at this level. See, like, how those leagues got on. But it's hard to know what leagues at what level. Unless, like, your team plays in every single one of those leagues, which is not going to be possible. Because some leagues are location based. So, for example, like, they're just based for teams in, like, Birmingham, for example, or the Midlands, or the Northwest, for example. So, it's quite hard to, like, know what leagues are level 18 and what leagues are level 20, unless you're at the start and creating the save. You could, like, possibly go down to level 20 and then write down every single league. Level 18, write down every single league, for example, if you wanted to then check later on in your save. But unfortunately I didn't decide to do that. So yeah. Oh, Jack Ward, very good to see. Not our first choice keeper, but second choice keeper training really well. Melindo Mema on a 6.6. Disappointed. But yeah, there was something I learned where you could look at the average training across the whole entire season and then start praising and possibly criticising a little bit, or like warning players about the way they've been training. So I'll probably do that at the end of the season to see who's like been best in training and who's not been great in training. So we got 7 days until our game against Rockland United Reserves. So we could have won the title potentially in the previous episode, but we didn't, because I think we needed results to go our way, but they unfortunately did not go our way, so we didn't win the title, but still have a chance. So hopefully in today's episode we do our job, win or draw, and hopefully that secures it. But if not, then we'll have to wait another game. So we got one inbox. Okay, nothing we needed to see there. Let's go to the social feed a second. Jeez, what was down in 18th? Yo, not expected that. Have a look at the Watford squad. Whoa. Not the kind of... Not a good squad. This is not a good Watford squad. Okay, enough about Watford. Even though I support them and are passionate about them. But we are focused on the team that we are managing, which is Royal Oak in the Central and South Norfolk League Division 3. So, as you can see in the corner of the screen, where you can see us swimming through each day, you can see the Rockland United Reserve game, which is at home, and the Royal Oaks under 18s are away to Tanworth under 18s, in which is the National U18 North East League. So hopefully we have a good game when it comes to game day. And hopefully we get the 3 points, because I would love nothing more than getting the 3 points. Because then it just eases the pressure going into that final game, because we know that we are crowned potentially champions. So we've got 10 our weekly staff meeting. Which we didn't actually really do anything apart from move people into the under 21s, but not doing that at this moment in time when the under 21s aren't really playing a game. So you may well stay in the U18 and potentially have a chance of being selected. So we've got 2 inboxes. Just like a recruitment focus update. So nothing we really needed to look at. So yeah, to have back-to-back promotions is a really, really nice feeling as a manager. And we also go into next season with the unknown as well, because we're going into level 18. So there's another unknown again, which comes with a promotion. So we will not know what to expect from next season until we really played at least the first 3 games, have a feel of how we're going to be like of the first 3 games. Once the first 3 games are done, we will get a feel of like how we do and how some of the opposition are going to be playing. So 3 days until the first game of the episode against Rockland United reserves. I would also like to thank everybody who has watched the very first video on this channel, because it has hit over, let's double check that, it's hit over 200 views. So hopefully we can keep growing, you guys keep watching, and hopefully you guys can watch the other videos in the series so that we can try and get as many views in every single one of our videos. Because I know there's certain episodes that are getting more views than others, which is probably understandable, but hopefully we can try and hit over 200 again, even if it's this video or an old video or even a video in the future. Hopefully we can try and set a target or try and at least get 200 views in another video. So it'd be a big help if you guys can help towards that target. So, we're a few days away now. Will we get headlines that this is a title deciding match or not? We should hopefully find out, I think, the moment we stop simming. Here we go, got 4 inboxes. So, got team selection advice, and we've got, I'm forwarding the following article for your attention. So, high stakes for Royal Oak and Rockland United reserves. Cash-strapped Royal Oak are surefire favourites to overwhelm Rockland United reserves in what should be a comfortable home encounter for Royal Oak, according to Planet Football. Royal Oak are a win away from becoming Central and South Norfolk League Division 3 champions and will look to clinch it with a win over Rockland United. Rockland United are currently lying in 9th place in the Central and South Norfolk League and have lost 3 of their last 5 away league games. Rockland reserves are on course to record their lowest ever league finish. They currently recorded their current record being 3rd in the Central and South Norfolk League Division 2. Rockland reserves will secure their place in next season's Central and South Norfolk League Division 3 if they manage just a point against Royal Oak. So Mema rallies the troops. Royal Oak's Armand Mema has urged his teammates to set themselves a target of winning all their remaining games, starting with Rockland United Reserve on Sunday. Royal Oaks are guaranteed the title if they win one more of their last 2 games of the season, and the left winger wants his team to take one more step towards the title at Normanston Park. Mema, who joined Royal Oak from QPR in 2023, is not one of the club's top earners, but may still find his position under threat should the club report financial crisis worse. There were scenes of jubilant success for Royal Oak, who came to fore at the perfect time late in the season, finding consistent performances to ascend into a promotion contender and upset the odds by going up. So we got an attendance. Attend a press conference. So we're speaking to Sky Sports. Royal Oak are just 1 win away from being crowned champions. Are you confident on seeing it through and getting the required result? We put ourselves in the best possible position already, so I have faith in the players will see it through. You got one of the best attacking records in the league. What do you attribute that to? Everything ultimately comes back to working hard to improve. I'm lucky to work with a group of players who really get that. How are your nerves ahead of maybe the biggest match of this campaign? I just want to get this match out of the way. I think any manager in this position would feel a little nervous, and I am no different. So, as the media are saying, and as we have been reading, we are 1 game away from becoming champions. Even if it's this game or the next, we just need a win. 1 win from our last 2 games. And it would be good if we can secure it at home in front of our home fans. Then potentially winning it away from home. But if we win it at home, hopefully we have more fans to be able to see the title winning game than if we win it away from home. So, in the game against Rockland United Reserves, we got to do this for the fans more than just for ourselves. But because for some fans it might be hard to be able to go to the away game to go and see us play Yakan Reserves. If they're able to make it for today's game, then we should do all we can to try and win the league. So, gonna ease expectations because I don't want to put too much pressure. So I'm going to say we're only one victory away from the title, but I don't want that to play on your minds when stepping onto the pit. Treat this match like you would any other. And then Armand Mema, who is the captain, has said, I agree, we need to focus on this match itself rather than get distracted by any thoughts on winning the title. And then I'm going to go outstretched arm, pretty happy with that. And for everyone who disagrees, I hear and respect your views. Nobody really disagreed, so that's a good sign. So we are so close to match day. And I have a weird feeling it might not be the greatest match, but I have a feeling we're going to go and win it 2-0. But that's not a set in stone. Like, I'm not going to be disappointed if my prediction's wrong, because quite frankly, if it's more than 2 goals, then they've proven me that my prediction is just a silly prediction. Because at the end of the day, like, yes, I'm going to be excited. Oh, I managed to predict what's going to happen. But majority of the time when I do make predictions, I like to be proven wrong. Because, not wrong in the sense like, if I say we're going to win, we lose, and I've been proven wrong. I want to be like, let's say we're going to win 1-0. I would like the team to prove me wrong and say, right, we can win this, but we can win this 3-0. We can win this 2-0. So, yeah, so I'm getting a bit nervous. The first title, I was excited. Second title, I'm a bit nervous. Because I don't really want this to come down to the last game of the season. If Swaffham Town do win their game, I don't really want it, and we don't win or draw, I don't want it to come down to the final game of the season. So, the Central and South Norfolk League Division 3, Royal Oak set for the title showdown at North Manchester Park. So, it'll be first versus ninth as the top clash to see if we win the title. And then second, Swaffham Town under 21s play Norwich Medic Reserve, who are third in the table. So hopefully we win our game. Hopefully Swaffham Town don't win their game. Because even if we win our game, we win the title. But if we don't win our game, we hope Swaffham Town on 21 don't win their game. Because then it still gives us the driving seat going into the final game of the season. So we need to sort the squad out. Because Armando Memo is not, like, what I would say, fully fit. But it's not someone I'm going to rest straight away. We're going to go general info. Ashley Harris can replace him. I say Tom McMaureen starts ahead of Bradley Simmons. And Bradley Simmons can start ahead of Heavey. Kieran Pearson can start Freddie Stanley. Dylan Bebb Good or for Skinner can be replaced, I say, by Ben Steele. Jack Holden. Yeah, let's have Jack Holden instead of Ben Lewis playing. And I think that is one of our strongest teams that I rely on to probably win us the title. So let's get into this and hopefully we win. There's some tough decisions to leave certain players out, but got to do what I think's best for the team. So, just going to do pump fist, say we just trust everybody and have faith in them. So we are one win away from the title. Can Royal Oak do it? Okay, we are going to have a little bit of sound. Come on, so Holden's on the ball here as he plays it to Baker. Holden whips the ball in. Ashley Harris. So it's been cleared to Baker. McMaureen. Go on, McMaureen. Plays it back to Hayes. He plays it to McMaureen, who plays the ball over to Frankenborg. Frankenborg with the cross. And Ben Steele with the first goal of the game. And potentially can help us to a winning result. And a title winning in what could be a title winning match. And we get the upper hand as we are 1-0 up. Frankenborg to Ben Steele. Ben Steele back of the net. 1-0 Royal Oak. That takes us up to 40 points. So, Baker with the corner. But the corner has been cleared. Only as far as Ashley Harris. What's Ashley Harris going to do here? Ashley Harris plays it to Baker. Baker to McMaureen. McMaureen to Frankenborg. Frankenborg goes for goal. Oh my god. Top bins. What a goal by Frankenborg. Something from the top draw. And what a game this has been with only 6 minutes played. And from the edge of the box, Frankenborg has launched a rocket into the top corner, and no keeper was stopping that. So, Parsons to Harris. Harris over to Dylan Bebb. Dylan Bebb to Frankenborg, but it's been cleared. Can Ben still get to that ahead of his opposition? Ben Steele looking for the cross. Ben Steele whips it in, but it's been cleared only as far as McMaureen. McMaureen's going to run down the line to look for a crossing opportunity, which he does, but it's been cleared only as far as Josh Baker. Josh Baker plays it back to Jack Holden. Jack Holden plays it into the middle to McMaureen. McMaureen to Dylan Bebb, and Dylan Bebb misses. And that was a very good chance within the first 8 minutes to go 3-0 up. So Baker to McMaureen. McMaureen plays the ball through to Dylan Bebb. Dylan Bebb plays the ball through to Ashley Harris down on the wing. Ashley Harris is looking for a crossing opportunity, but the penalty has been awarded. The opposition Rockland Reserve defenders clattered Ashley Harris, and who's stepping up for the Royal Oak penalty within the first 10 minutes? Josh Baker. Can he put them 3-0 up? Yes! Josh Baker 3-0 up, and that's his second goal of the season, and we are 3-0 up in front of 120 fans, and we are surely going to win the title now, unless we blow our lead, which I can't see happening, and we are on 42 points if we are to win this game. So we just had a goal kick, but the opposition have taken control from the goal kick, but their header went straight to a Royal Oaks player, Frankenborg, and he's just got taken out, but clearly Rockland Reserve player won the ball. So now they are passing the ball around nicely and taking a bit of control of the game after that first 10 minutes all being Royal Oak. Ben Steele plays the ball out wide to Ashley Harris, but Ashley Harris loses out on the ball with an interception. And now Rockland United Reserve can start to build some sort of a counter-attack. But the goalie kicked it as far up as Parson, who takes control for Royal Oak. Now McMaureen plays it short to Baker. Baker plays a long ball down line to Frankenborg. Frankenborg is in a good position to cross the ball, and he's been taken out, and it's another penalty to Royal Oak. And Royal Oak haven't even played 15 minutes and could go 4-0 up. Josh Baker with the finish slots it bottom corner for his third goal of the season, and its second penalty of the day, and it is 4-0 Royal Oak, and we are cruising our way to the title. So Josh Baker with the corner. But the corner's been cleared only as far as Hayes. Hayes back to Baker, who plays to the edge of the box to Ashley Harris, who plays it out to Parsons, and Parsons' shot was saved by the keeper and out for a corner. So we are absolutely dominating in this game. Corner's been cleared, but the ball's gone out to Frankenborg, who plays it out to Ashley Harris, who plays it to Dylan Bebb. Dylan Bebb looked to go for the cross, but it's been tackled, but the ball falls to Ashley Harris, and the ball has been cleared out for a Royal Oak throw-in. And as things stand, Swaffham Town are 1-0 down. Oh, that's a good ball to Ashley Harris. Can he keep it in? Which he does very, very nicely. Plays it to Matt Maureen, who plays it into the middle to Baker. What can Josh Baker do here? Has his shot blocked, but the ball falls to Jack Holden, the right back, who plays into the middle to the central midfielder Josh Baker, who played it to Frankenborg, who played it back to the middle to Matt Maureen, but Matt Maureen loses out on the ball. But Parsons heads it back to Matt Maureen, who plays it to Ben Steele. Ben Steele plays it out wide to Kieran Parson, who plays it short to Harris, who played it to Matt Maureen, who did a 1-2 to Harris by dinking it over. Harris puts the ball in to Ben Steele, and Ben Steele puts us 5-0 up, and we haven't even played half an hour of the game, because we are just coming up to the 30-minute mark, and we have 5 first half goals, which I am going to praise the team, because that is impressive. 5 goals in one half. We are surely winning that title now. There's no way we're going to slip up from 5-0 to draw or to lose this game. So we've had a goal kick that's been played up to Ben Steele, but Baker with the header to Steele. Steele's going to play the ball through, but instead plays it back to Jack Holden. Who's Jack Holden going to pick out? He picks out Josh Baker, but unfortunately there was an interception in the process, so Rockland Reserve come away with the ball. So they are passing this ball around nicely, but we are putting them under pressure a little bit, because they seem to be starting to slowly make their way backwards instead of forwards, which if they want any chance of getting anything out of this game, they need to push forward quickly as possible. And unfortunately with their second shot of the game, unfortunately they haven't put any of those on target. So we are slowly coming towards half time, and we're going into this with a 5-0 lead. As things stand, I think Swaffham Town are still 1-0 down. If we go and look at... Yep, they are 1-0 down to Northwich Medics. But luckily Swaffham Town under 21s already gained promotion, so they don't need to worry too much in their game. But Waveney have got themselves a goal back, even though they are 5-1 down to University of East Anglia under 21s. So we're going to go into this second half saying we've had a lot of shots. I am happy. Everybody in the starting 11 is happy with what I said at half time. So we can kind of ease our foot off the pedal a little bit. Not to the point where we end up conceding a lot of goals, because we still need to do a job, but we don't need to go full throttle like we did in the first half. So Ashley Harris plays the ball to Bebb, but steals on the ball, gets it out to Frankenborg, who looks to run down line as he's got acres of space. Can he go for the shot? Which he does, but it went wide, which became our 11th shot of the game. So we got a throw-in with Kieran Parson, who gives it to Ashley Harris, who puts the ball over to Frankenborg, but Frankenborg attempt was cleared. And then Josh Baker with the attempt and goal, but was blocked and out for a throw-in. Not throw-in, a corner. So Josh Baker whips in the corner, but the corner has been cleared. And then that's the end of the highlight. So, gonna praise, keep everybody happy. And I think we're going to make a few changes at the 60th minute. I think we can make all changes. Gregory Frankenborg. Oh, Gregory Frankenborg with the free kick. Might have been deflected in, but he has put us 6-0 up. What a game, and what a way to possibly win the title by being 6-0 up. So, I think we'll keep the players. We'll take the players off that has scored, and I think we'll keep everybody else on. So, Bobby Robson can replace Gregory Frankenborg. Armand Mehmet can replace Ben Still, and then Bradley Simmons can replace Josh Baker. So we'd like the goal scorers to get a round of applause, like a standing ovation, so they're all coming off. We applaud them for each of them getting their 2 goals to help us secure the title, even though the game's not over yet. But with a scoreline of 6-0, we should go on to win this game. So Carl Jones with the clearance, as he clears it up to Ashley Harris, who gives it to Dylan Bebb. Who's Dylan Bebb going to pick out? Unfortunately, gets tackled and loses the ball. So we got over 10 minutes to play. And it's currently 1-1 in the Swaffham Town under-21 game. But it's a game that we don't need to worry too much. So I'm just going to say no pressure, as we are 6-0 up. So Ashley Harris plays the ball back to Tom Hayes. Tom Hayes will look to get the ball forward, but gives it to Ashley Harris. Ashley Harris is cutting inside into the middle. What can Ashley Harris do here? Ashley Harris to Holden. Holden to McMaureen. McMaureen to Bobby Robson. Bobby Robson plays the ball back to Jack Holden. Jack Holden plays it to Bradley Simmons. Bradley Simmons to McMaureen. McMaureen plays it to Ashley Harris, who gives it back to McMaureen, who plays it back to Kieran Parsons. Kieran Parsons looks to run down line. Puts the cross in. Bobby Robson puts his header wide. This is great play by Royal Oaks. Just a shame we're not able to go 7-0 up with some of the chances that we've had. So Kieran Parsons, have we got one opportunity to get the 7th goal? Armando Mema to Tom McMaureen. Tom McMaureen curls it in, but unfortunately it went wide. Wrong side of the post. So one opportunity for Rockland Reserve to get themselves a goal. Will they get themselves a consolation goal? But it's been cleared by Ashley Harry. And it's all over. Royal Oak win the title. And that is our 2nd title in 2 seasons. So hands on hits. I'm pleased with that. Everyone enjoy the celebrations. We won it. So I am proud to say that we are the champions of the Central and South Norfolk League Division 3. So as you can see here, just moments ago, Royal Oak have won the Central and South Norfolk League Division 3 title. Royal Oak will certainly look back at some great wins along the way, which perhaps the most notable including the highly impressive 8-1 dismantle of Waveney under-21s, a 6-4 win versus Northwich Medics Reserve, a comprehensive 5-1 triumph versus Swaffham Town under-21, a comfortable 4-1 humbling of Horsham Athletic. Ben Still led the way to glory for the troubled Central and South Norfolk League Division 3 side by notching 8 goals en route to sealing the Central and South Norfolk League Division 3 crown. They were scenes of jubilant success for Royal Oaks, who came to form at perfect time of late in the season, finding consistent performances to ascend into top spot and claim a most unlikely victory. Morgan lifted the Lowestoft District League Division 3 with Royal Oak in 2024 and can now add a further success to a growing list of honours in an impressive managerial career. So 2 titles in 2 seasons. So now we can go in and have a more relaxed final game of the season. So inbox. So basically what I kind of just read already, and now we're going to do a press conference. So congratulations, you sealed the Central and South Norfolk League Division 3 title. How does this moment feel? I'm absolutely delighted. Everyone worked so hard to bring the title home, and we done it. You have shocked a lot of people by winning the Central and South Norfolk League Division 3 with your unfazed Royal Oak team. Was it luck? Was it luck more than anything else that won it for you? You have some luck go our way at crucial moments, but I think we deserve a bit of good fortune now and then. Just how proud are you to add the Central and South Norfolk League Division 3 to the Royal Oak Silverware cabinet? I'm absolutely delighted. This is a special day for everybody at the club. The title race was almost a foregone conclusion with your team leading the chasing pack by some distance. Did you have any problem to keeping your squad focused? I'd rather just enjoy the success rather than talking about that. After winning the Central and South Norfolk League Division 3, surely the board and the fans are going to be even more demanding. Won't this pile extra pressure on you as the manager? No, I thrive under that sort of pressure. So today is a great moment for Royal Oak. But looking forward, can you build on this success and challenge for more trophies in the future? I think this squad is capable of going on and becoming a real force. In what was labelled as the biggest match of Royal Oak's season, your team certainly lived up to the pre-match billing. You must be delighted with the result. I am pleased we got the victory, but we can't get ahead of ourselves right now, that's for sure. That was really impressive victory. Some managers might look to give the team rest from training after that. Is that something you will do? Absolutely. The players, they will get the day after the match off if they win, and they absolutely love it when it happens too. What a splendid display that was. That's how you saw it too. If I could inject that 90 minutes or so into my vein and make it last forever, I would. Substituting Ben Still when he was on a hat-trick raised some eyebrows. He can't have been pleased with that decision. Happiness or any other emotion didn't factor into my decision, and I did not need to explain that to Ben. Rockland United Reserve had a poor day in front of goal, failing to register a single shot on target. Are you delighted with that stat? We played perfectly, and now the next step is to do the same thing on a consistent basis. The fans would love to hear what you made of Gregory Frankenwood's goal. Wasn't it one for the highlight reels? Absolutely brilliant. What a great goal. With the silverware secured, you must be pleased that the club appeared to be on course to realise its long-term vision. Just a start as far as we're concerned. We're ambitious and certainly moving in the right direction. Why have you adopted this particular tactical approach? I believe football should be played at a certain style and a certain way. That guides my principles to play. The Royal Oak fans are absolutely delighted after Drew Morgan and his team had lifted the Central and South Norfolk League Division 3 title. A spokesperson for the supporters club declared that Morgan was a credit to the team and his profession. Come on! We're joining teams like West Row Gunners on winning the Central and South Norfolk League Division 3. FC Vikings. Got a team in England called FC Vikings. Interesting. Classy Frankenborg on form for Royal Oak. He got 2 goals and an assist. Impressive. So now we move on to what is our final game of the season, and hopefully it's a good game, and hopefully we secure another win, because we have lost only 1 game this season, drawing 6, winning 12. If it weren't for the losses for Swaffham Town, they potentially could have won this title and made the title race a little bit tighter. So we got an inbox, one inbox. Morgan celebrates title glory. Blah 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 blah. Let's move on from that so we can get to our next game. So we got two inboxes. So we got a weekly staff meeting telling us to add Dylan Bev as penalty taker. I do feel like I should make this more than just like a weekly, like make this like every 2 weeks or something, the staff meetings, because I feel like in a lot of them I don't actually need to do much. So got one inbox which we didn't have to do anything. So Bradley Simmons is out injured for 1 to 2 days. That's fine. There is a few players that I am possibly thinking of releasing come the end of the season. So that we can start planning on getting new players. Because I do feel like we do possibly need to make this squad a little bit smaller. Well, I don't mean like that as like the squad's going to stay small. I mean, like start thinking about what players we would like to come and join us in level 18 and what players we feel right we can start to depart from, and we will make the decision after this Yakum reserve game. So for the final press conference, I will send the assistant manager. I've done plenty of the press conferences throughout the season, so I can send the assistant manager to do the press conference. So this is our final away game of the season, and I have thoroughly have enjoyed the 24-25 season. Like, even if it was just promotion or staying up, then I still have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed every minute of it. Yes, we have won the title, but title, no title, promotion, no promotion, staying up, not staying up, I've still enjoyed every minute of it. Because if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, then why am I doing it in the first place? Because yes, there might be ups and downs, but as long as you're enjoying it, then that's all that matters, in my opinion. So we're going to send the assistant manager. And I think for the final league game of the season, we'll go with Jack Ward in goal. Go with Ben Lewis. Then we'll go with Kai Rowland. And we will take out Tom Hayes. I think we'll go with Dylan Bebb out for Roman Ismail. And then Oliver Skinner out for Ben Steels. I think we should take out Frankenborg for Bradley Wood Garness. And I'll say we take out Bobby Robson. Put Bobby Robson in instead of Ashley Harris. And then Josh Baker can come out. Bradley Simmons can come in. And Carl Heavey can go in for Josh Baker. And then Carl Heavey can come in for Tom Maureen. And then swap the left back and Freddie Stanley back in. So yeah, so we made a hatful of changes for this game. But as it's the final game, we can ease the pressure a little bit off the team, as we got nothing really to play for now, as we already got promotion, we already won the title, so now it's just about going out and enjoying your football. So we've got one inbox saying about us being the top clash, Yakin Reserves versus Royal Oak. So we got to the day of the game. So, one in box just telling us about some players not ready to be selected and some always short full of fitness. So hopefully we go and win this game. So we're getting into the action, and it's Yakin reserves playing a 5-3-2, and we are playing a 4-4-2 formation. So we could go up to 45 points. So we're getting a guard of honour from Yakin reserve players as we have won the title. So we have kicked off with Kyle Jones. Plays it to Rollins. Kyle Jones. Over to... Oh, he didn't actually pass it to anybody. Got the highlight ended. Come on, lads. We got this. We are not lighting up the game up like we did the previous game, which is a bit of a shame, because we're coming into the 30th minute and it is still 0-0. Lucky for us, they're not been able to get their shots, all their shots on target. So hopefully we get an opportunity. So we are currently 1-0 down to Yakum Reserves, which is not ideal, but we've had a bit of success with the title and a promotion, so can't be too disappointed. Yes! Bradley Simmons gets us back into this game, and it is 1-1. Go on, Rowlands. Plays the ball over to Bobby Robson. Ooh, so unlucky for Bobby Robson there. Ooh, great save and out for a Royal Oak corner. So Bobby Robson. Hopefully we get into the first half without conceding a second goal from Yakum Reserves. Oh, can we clear it? Well done, Woodgarn S. Well cleared. Can we win that back? Unfortunately not. And we are 2-1 down. They're actually doing alright, Yakum Reserves. Just glad this wasn't the title winning team. Or the title winning game. I'm just glad about that. And we are 3-1 down. Going into half time. And it is not looking good for Royal Oak. So hopefully second half we improve. Hopefully we can get this ball back. Because we've only had 2 shots and 2 shots on target. At least we had every single shot on target. At least. With half of that being a goal. Well done. Go on, Skinner. Go on, Ismail. Okay, we got the ball. So we will possibly need to make some subs. So I'm going to say about making some subs now. And I'll say Skinner's going to be the first sub to come off. Going to bring on Armand and Mumma for Skinner. Can we get that cleared? Well cleared. Go on, Bradley Simmons. Here's the ball to Wood Garnett. Go on, Wood Garnett. Brilliant. We've got a second goal back in this game. And all down to Woodley Garnett. Brilliant finish. So we'll need to think about making probably another change. So So, who else could come on? So, Arnold and Mema's on. Tom Hayes can come on for Roland. And then Kieran Parton can come on for Freddie Stanley. I want just one more goal and then we can potentially get ourselves an equaliser here. Go on, Mema. Putting a good ball. Get to that. Esmail over to Mema. Mema to Woodgarness. Woodgarness to Simmons. To Robson. Ooh, really thought that was the equalising goal. Go on, Woodgarness. Ooh, blocked out for a corner. Go on, Mema. Armelindo Mema. What can he do here? Puts the ball in. Hayes. Oh, unlucky. Kieran Parsons plays it to Bobby Robson, who plays it to Tom Hayes. But he goes short to Heavey, he goes short to Robson, but Robson's looking to cut inside. Tried to play the ball out wide to Woodgarness, but unfortunately got intercepted in the process. Well done, Hayes. This is great passing from Royal Oak. Bobby Robson looks to go forward. Takes on his man, puts it across. Ismail, first time finish, but unfortunately it goes wide. Really need to demand more here because I feel like we can get at least one more goal. Melindo Mema puts the ball in. Oh no. And it's been cleared. We got our second loss of the season. And it came on the final day of the season. Not a way we would like to end the season. But we got to look at the bigger picture. We have won the title. We have got promoted. So overall, I am happy with the way the season has gone. And also last season we went from we were invincible. This season, granted, I had a feeling we would lose a couple of games or even a game, but we've lost 2 games now in 2 seasons. For some teams, they get more than 2 losses even in a season, not alone over multiple seasons. So we're going to have to send the assistant to do the press conference. So we're on to the Sunday, and we're going to see if there's any fixtures that need to be played. So yeah, so there is still games being played. So you got Eastern Under 21 versus the Bohemian Reserves, Rockland United versus Horsham, and Waveney versus Swaffham Town. So Waveney, if they win, could get themselves out of the relegation zone. Ooh, Waveney under 21s have are relegated due to goal difference. So yeah, so don't know why, but University of East Anglia under 21s unfortunately can't gain promotion, so they're relegated for God knows what reason. So yeah, they're just gonna sim one more day. Oh, so we got end of season review. So the new arrivals. We got Gregory Frankenborg, new arrival. Ben Still. Gregory Frankenborg, 8 appearances, 6 goals, 7 assists. Ben Still, 8 goals in what is 9 starting appearances, 11 appearances in total, 8 goals to assist. Josh Baker, 3 starts, 1 1 off the bench, so 4 appearances, 3 goals, 1 assist. Bobby Robson, 11 appearances, 3 goals, 4 assists. Tom Wadby, 5 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist. Caleb Heavey, 12 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists. Freddie Stanley got 2 assists, 11 appearances. Tom Maureen, 12 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists. Kieran Parsons, 1 assist, which in 11 appearances. Bradley Simmons, in 15 appearances, got 3 goals. Ben Lewis, 1 assist in 9 appearances. 11 appearances for Oliver Skinner, 3 goals, 2 assists. Jack Holden in 11 appearances, didn't register a goal or an assist, but that's fine because he did good work defensively. Roman Ismail, 12 appearances, 3 goals. And then our goalkeeper had 15 goals. He got 2 assists in 15 appearances. Tom Hayes in 19 appearances, no goals. Carl Jones, he had 18 appearances. Jack Ward, 5 appearances. Kyle Rowland, he had 18 appearances. And Bradley Wood-Garnett had 10 appearances and 1 goal. For a 38-year-old, that's not bad to get at least 1 goal. Season results: final position first. Average home attendance 97 to 16%. Top goal scorer for Royal Oak is Dylan Bebb and Ben Steele on 8 goals. The board are pleased that we've won the title, and then no doubt that the fine run of form the NC's helped us in achieving. Moments to remember: big win, the 8-1 against Waveney under 21s. Match to remember is the 6-0 against Rockland United, where Ben Steele, Gregory Frankenborg and Josh Baker all got 2 goals each. And the goal of the season came from Frankenborg, a top drawer goal from Royal Oak's right midfielder Frankenborg, as he hit a well-struck effort from 23 metres. The finances: corporate and hospitality, £6. Match day, commercial and retail, 7.16k. Broadcast revenue, we didn't get any of that. And sponsorship, for some reason not so great. How we lined up: so you rotated the team quite a lot this season, spreading out playing time across the squad and demonstrating our strength in depth. So I think Royal Oak's best 11 was Keydale in goal, Jack Holden, Tom Hayes, Carl Jones, Freddie Stanley, Bradley Simmons, Tom Maureen, Armando Mema, Bobby Robson, Ben Steele and Dylan Bebb. The accolades: fan player of the season was Tom Hayes. Young player of the season was Armando Mema. Goal of the season was Gregory Frankenborg. Top goal scorer was... So the goal of the season was Frankenborg's against Rockland United Reserves, where we won the title. Dylan Bebb was top goal scorer on 8 goals. Most assists was Gregory Frankenborg. The matches award was Gregory Frankenborg with 4. Highest average rating was Ben Steele. Most passes completed per 90 minutes was Caleb Heavey. And the most goals by a player in a match was Dylan Bebb. Most goals by player in a league match was Dylan Bebb. Worst disciplinary was Jack Holden, 3 yellow cards. Most league appearances by a player was Armando Memo with 31. Most league goals by a player, Armando Memo with 20. Youngest goal scorer is Roman Ismail for the team. So history in the making. Daily Star saying Royal Oak took a little while to get going, but really set themselves up for the most magical outcome with their mid-season run. Manager timeline. So, got appointed. Drew Morgan was hired Royal Oak's new manager. Then we hired assistant manager. 6 players with a lofty reputation, names including Daniel Breathwaite, James Matthews, signed on the dotted line for Drew Morgan for free. And then in 2024, we had a promotion. Promoted to level 19 called Royal Oak. From the very beginning, the team climbed another step on the ladder. And then we got the title. And then Royal Oak reached a new high after winning 30 league matches in a row. And then Gary Smith was hired as assistant manager. And then Newman Gledson graduated from fan to player. Supporters love to see one of their own come through the team, which is what did, becoming the youngest player. 16 players with lofty reputations included Bobby Robson and Bradley Simmons, signed on the dotted line for free. Where's the goal? Royal Oak set an unwanted record. Free record as they scored 65 goals in a season. 50 points, a record breaker, set a new club record. Invincible, Royal Oak completed a remarkable unbeaten season in the Loftus and District League Division 3 and secured a place in the history books. Mema, record breaker, Armando Memo scored 14 times to break the club record for goals in a season. Royal Oak completed the free transfer of talented youngster Jack Ward. 6 players with a lofty reputation. Freddie Stanley, Sumpter signed on the dotted line. 8-1 win became the new record mark of victory in the competition. Got a new assistant manager. Royal Oak and Armando Memo agreed a new contract to keep their star man. And once again, too big new, no big price. Jode and I grabbing the headlines with the signing of 2 high-profile players on a free, Gregory Frankenborg and Josh Baker. And then we got promotion to level 18. And then we won the title. So that's the season review done. So next time we are just going to be looking back on how we did, and the next episode is going to be the off season, where we sim from the end of this season to the start of to the point where we get the fixtures for pre-season. So I hope you guys have enjoyed episode 10 of season 2, and I will catch you guys next week, where I'll be filming the off season. So this has been Drewster Gamer FC, and I'll catch you guys next week.